What up, what's good, what's happening, guys? Welcome back to Headlocks and Hot Packs. Do not adjust your calendars. We're back at the table, even though it is not a Thursday evening. Every Thursday night we do weekly rips here on the channel, but that is not the case tonight. Tuesday is our miscellaneous night. It's usually trivia, extra reactions, and then tonight, something I've been meaning to get to for quite some time. We're going to be checking out my entire collection of home team pops, bobbleheads, starting lineups, basically all my home team sports figures. Pretty much home team. There's one slight outlier, but without any further ado, like I said, we've got pop vinyls here, starting lineups, bobbleheads, headliners for those that remember those things, some other ones that I don't remember what company makes them, but let's go ahead and jump right into it. A lot of stuff here you've probably seen on the channel at some point when I picked it up. Some stuff you have not seen before, but we'll start with the pop vinyls. Let's adjust a little bit here. As you can see, we've got a Kemba Walker. I think I picked this up at the indoor flea market a year or two ago. I'm not too sure. That's probably a little bit better. I'm not a huge pop vinyl collector, but if I come across them and they are decently priced and I can get something for like the home team like this, then I'll go ahead and grab it. This one I want to say was probably retail price or just under. But I always liked Kemba on the Celtics. A lot of Celtics fans really soured on him towards the end of his Celtics career. But I don't know. I always liked Kemba and it was a decent price, so picked that one up. The next one we've got here, this is the GOAT, Tom Brady. If you watch the Thursday night videos, Tom Brady is part of my 4 GOATs PC for trading cards. But this is the Brady, you can see with the winter hat there. I've got a winter hat that is pretty similar to that. But I guess this is, I don't know if these are called like retired now, because they're not making them anymore. I forget the terminology, but can't go wrong with a Brady. Again, I think that one is from the indoor flea market. Here is the one outlier. I'm almost positive I showed this off when I picked it up, but the greatest basketball player of all time, no debate in my mind, Michael Jordan. I'm not a huge college fan, but when I did follow, or when I do watch, I do tend to root for the Tar Heels, and he's the GOAT. How could you go wrong with having something Michael Jordan in your collection? Again, from the indoor flea market. I think this one was too. Probably most of these pops were, but Mookie Betts, again, if you watch on Thursday nights, he's kind of become the bane of my existence when we're doing baseball cards, because I always seem to pull his cards, and I'm still, I guess you could say, butthurt that he is no longer a member of the Red Sox. There was really no reason they could not have kept him. But got a Mookie, a couple more pops, and then we'll get into whatever these other ones are. Let's try to remember. We've got another Tom Brady here. This one is a Toys R Us exclusive. I used to work at Toys R Us, so I am pretty sure that is when I picked this one up. But that is my favorite Patriots uniform of all time, the old school Reds. And again, can't go wrong with Tom Brady. Hustling right along to our final one. This is the last pop that I purchased, and it's been a minute, but Larry Bird, complete with mustache. I guess that's probably mid to early 80s Larry Bird they're going for there. But as a Celtics fan, gotta have a Larry Bird in my collection. I don't really come across too many more of those anytime recently that interest me. Let's move on to the next ones here. Let's see if we'll be able to show them off somewhat decently. I think I'm gonna have to completely adjust the camera, but there we go. As you can see, we've got a Rajon Rondo, and I forget the company that makes these. Does it say on the bottom somewhere? I keep wanting to say McFarlane, but I'm not positive that that is correct. But Rondo was one of my favorite Celtics. I did have a dog named after Rondo at one point, so grab that. I've had this one for quite some time, as well as this Celtics one here. This is the oldest one in my collection. It's Wally Szczerbiak, not a big name for the Celtics by any means. Let's see if we can focus on old Wally there. He's coming right at you with a slam dunk. And this one, I vividly remember, I picked this up at a Toys R Us in Port Charlotte, Florida. It was on sale. I remember it vividly. I used to live in Florida, so that is how I garnered this one. It was right outside of the Port Charlotte Mall, which I used to work at, oddly enough. Moving on, same kind of figures, different sport. These ones don't rise quite as high, but in case anyone can't make that out, there is the number. It is, oh boy, camera's freaking out, man. It is Dustin Pedroia. Let's see, some of these are gonna have a copyright, MLBP. Maybe these are Kenner? I'm not sure. I really can't remember. I want to say I also got this one at the Toys R Us in Port Charlotte, Florida as well. Some more baseball of those. Next up, anybody know who that is? These are slightly dusty, but not terrible. That's a pretty trademark pose, and the number's going to give it away, but that is Jonathan Papelbon. Kind of a controversial figure these days in baseball. Look at the detail on the baseball glove. That is crazy. But these are always my favorite, were always my favorite figures to pick up. Next one, lots of camera adjustments here. Apologies, everybody. I think Red Sox fans will know this. That's a pretty trademark pose, but it is David Ortiz, and I'm pretty sure this is taken from, I don't know exactly what, is there a copyright date year on this? 2007. I think this is from the game-tying or game-winning home run against the Yankees in Game 4 of 04. I could be wrong because he had so many, but that's what that pose reminded me of. So I'm pretty sure that's where that's from. Somebody let me know in the comments down below if it could be from another one. More baseball. Next up, we've got, kind of hard to see, but Nomar Garciaparra. Oddly enough, the only one of these I have in an away jersey. But if you are a Red Sox fan and a 90s kid, Nomar was your guy. Kind of sucks that he had to move on, or did move on, the year that they won the championship. Again, look at the details on the glove. That is sick. Next one, another baseball. Last of the baseball, and then we have a couple football. Again, lots of, sorry for the dust there. Thought I'd clean these off a little bit better. Another guy that's kind of, I don't know, Red Sox fans kind of seem to give grief to these days, but that is Kevin Youkilis. He was a big part of a couple of World Series teams for the Boston Red Sox. That one also came from Florida. The Nomar, I forget where that one came from. Here's another one of the older ones I have. This is Wes Welker. He's supposed to be making a diving catch, and as you can see, he spins around like a wheel. I didn't realize how dusty these things were until doing this, so apologies, everybody. I will have to re-clean. And there's supposed to be a football there. There was a football that came with this, but it had only like a little tiny plastic clip, and it just clipped into his fingers. So, did not last too long, but that is Wes Welker. And then the final one of those already come apart. This, I actually got this for Christmas. How is this supposed to go? As you can see, it's Tom Brady, and that does go in there in some form or fashion. But like I said before, you can never really go wrong with anything Tom Brady. I'm not sure where this was found at, but like I said, it was part of a Christmas presents for me this past year. We'll get into some bobbleheads. I think all of these you guys have seen, and I want to say they all came from the indoor flea market. But there is Pedro, Bobbly, Bobbly, Bobbly. This one is from, let's see, 2001, so that one's actually quite old. The early years of Pedro with the Red Sox. Next up we have Josh Beckett, and this indeed is a home team. This is the Portland Sea Dogs, the AA affiliate for the Marlins at the time that Beckett was there. They're now the AA affiliate for the Boston Red Sox, and I'm pretty sure this would have come from going to one of the games, which their stadium is like literally like a 10-minute drive from me. It's just on the other side of the bridge. Next up, I think this is probably the case with this one too, perhaps, but Xander Bogaerts, bobblehead. Of course, he's no longer there. A guy that I wanted them to keep. Looks like it's been repaired at some point, but with the amount of money that Padres gave him, I would not have given him that if I were the Red Sox. And last one, I think this is the most recent one I picked up. Daniel Bard. This was only like $1.50 from the indoor flea market, and then there you can see the new color scheme of the Portland Sea Dogs now that they are the affiliate of the Red Sox. Basically, just changed it to red and blue. So that is it for the bobbleheads. Next, we've got starting lineups. We'll go baseball first, and if anybody can make that one out, good lord, dustiness and easy bad. This is not focusing very well. But we've got Mo Vaughn, one-time AL MVP. I want to say all these starting lineups I got from the vintage toy store right down the road from my house. I'm in a central location for me to spend lots of money on frivolous things that I don't need for my collection, but I'm pretty sure that's where that one came from. If I can find these for like a couple bucks, then I'll pick them up and I just unbox them because it's easier to display them this way. But here we've got DJ Dennis Johnson from 1988, so that one is a pretty old one. One of my all-time favorite Celtics here, that is Reggie Lewis. Kids these days don't know nothing about no Reggie Lewis. Crazy to think what the fortunes of the Celtics would have been had he not passed away in 1993. I remember crying like a baby when that happened. I said we were going to do baseball, and then we just did basketball as well. We'll go back to baseball. The trademark mid-90s blue unis for the Red Sox from, was that 1996? And this one is John Valentin. Kind of, you would definitely not know that, but this doesn't look anything like John Valentin. Like, I do not ever remember him having a mustache. Not like that, anyways. This looks like Carlos Baerga to me. And they just slapped the John Valentin uniform on there. Next up, again, 90s kid, Red Sox fan. Gotta have yourself some Nomar Garciaparra in your life. Here's kind of an odd one that you wouldn't think. This one is from, it's gotta be the 80s, right? 1990. And this one is Ellis Burks. He was a pretty highly touted prospect for the Red Sox in the 80s. He has got a nice layer of dust on him as well. He had a good career, but he definitely was not what everybody thought he could be. And we have a couple of this guy. This is the Rocket, Roger Clemens. This one, 1997. So his last seasons with the Red Sox. And then we've got an earlier Rocket. You can definitely tell a difference in the uniforms and in the detail and quality. This one is from 1990. So that is it for the starting lineups. Last couple of things to check out here. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this video. If you are, make sure you hit that thumbs up. And of course, subscribe to the channel. I forget what this is. This is kind of like those bigger ones that I keep wanting to call McFarlane's. This is from 06, but it's a Tom Brady, and he's got the silver alternate uniform there for the Patriots around this time. This worked also as my card protector for when I was huge into playing poker when I lived down in Florida in like 07, 08. Last couple here, and they are headliners. Who remembers these? From the mid to late 90s, there's Drew Bledsoe with the Flying Elvis uniforms for the Pats. Let's see the year here. 1996, that seems about right. That would have been the year that the Patriots went to the Super Bowl and got totally stomped by the Packers. And then the final one, Jose Canseco. I think that's got to also be 96. 97. Okay, I remember him playing for the Red Sox, I wanted to say around like 95, 96. Probably did go into 97 as well. And again, a nice little layer of dust on Mr. Big Chin Canseco. That's all I've got for you guys tonight. Hopefully you have enjoyed this little look into some of my sports collection that is not trading cards. Like I said before, if you enjoyed this one, make sure you hit that thumbs up, and of course subscribe to the channel as I give you something to look at while we finish things off. Next week on Tuesday, we'll be coming back with some more trivia, so make sure you return for that, and check out all the other cool stuff here on the channel as well. But again, that's it for tonight. We will see you guys real soon. Have a good one.